Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Chicago Bears, but without Khalil Mack. It's been a while since he's been traded, but at the same time, I feel like I still should be doing this. So, this is what we got offensively, and before you guys freak out at my coach name in the top right corner, just please know it's an opinion. It doesn't mean it's going to happen in real life. This is just my personal opinion on Justin Fields. Now, from last year, he was either up or down. He either overthrew a pass or he would perfectly maneuver the pocket, find the right guy, and hit him on the route. He's kind of, dare I say, mediocre. I know Bears fans will get mad at me for that. I'm not saying he's bad. Please don't come for my head in the comments. I'm just saying he's not developed. And I don't think the Bears will be the team to do that for him. For those guys saying, oh my God, he had a terrible situation with his receiving core, his offensive line is bad, Matt Nagy is bad, blah, 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 blah. That's all I'm going to hear from you guys. It's just the same thing that I hear from every team with a developing QB. He's developing QB. I'm not saying he's going to be the world's worst QB ever. I'm just saying, as of right now, I have not seen much from him, and going into the draft, I was not impressed by Justin Fields. So, in this rebuild, I'm still going to keep him around. Don't get me wrong. I still think he has a piece to develop on this team, and of course, I think the Bears are going to try their best to develop him. But as of right now, the Bears do not have a first-round pick. They have a second-round pick. They have Darnell Mooney as their number one wide receiver, and I feel like people hype Darnell Mooney up so much. I mean, overhyped does not mean bad. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, especially for what, a sixth-round pick? He's a great player, but I don't think people realize that Darnell Mooney is not a receiver one. He's a receiver two or a slot guy. He is not built to be a receiver one. 5'10", 174 pounds. Are you going to tell me that this is going to be your wide receiver number one? God, no, Darnell Mooney is not the wide receiver one type guy. He is a slot, and he's great at being a slot. He just cannot be the wide receiver one. So the Bears need to draft a wide receiver or need to draft O-line in this upcoming draft. It is a must-have for this team, and it needs to happen immediately. Let's generate this best lineup. Khalil Mack is supposed to be playing at tight end, but for some reason it has him at left guard because we don't have one. Defensively, looking into it, this is more of the strong point of the team, but edge rusher is now a big problem without Khalil Mack. Jalen Johnson's good. They picked up Tavon Young, who has injury problems. As a Ravens fan, I'm not really sad about him leaving. He was really never anything impressive. He had some developmental pieces. He just wasn't amazing. Eddie Jackson is a great player. You guys got a steal on him in the draft. In the second round, I'm picking up Jahan Dotson, getting a wide receiver one, technically, for Justin Fields. 5'11", 184. I know that technically does not fit the build, but it's bigger than Darnell Mooney, and he was the best wide receiver available. I need Justin Fields to have a weapon so that way he can have a future, and Bears don't have a first-round pick, so Jahan Dotson is going to have to be the pick here. I'm going to look to try and take offensive linemen in the later rounds, but again, not having a first-round pick and trying to build around Justin Fields as their future QB does propose things to be a struggle. So let's get to the next pick. Here we are after the draft as the CPU picked up this guy named Billingsley, a tight end. Interesting. Can my Cole Kmet needs to move back to tight end. The CPU won't sign him that way, so I need to sign a left guard in free agency automatically. Tom Brady is here. Chris Harris. Interesting. Okay, left guard. Let's see who we have. J.R. Sweezy. Sure, you're gonna be our left guard here. Let's go sign a right guard as well. Right guard. Xavier Suaf. Okay, sure. Xavier, you're on the team. We're just going to sign them just so that way we have players to fill in and Khalil Mack can actually play his designated position and continue to develop on the team. So let's do this, and that's what we got. Billingsley, I'm going to start over O'Shaughnessy just because he has star dev. Jahan Dotson, I'm going to start over Darnell Mooney just because Mooney is supposed to be my slot guy. Is he going to put him in there? Come on, just put him in there. It's not going to put him in there, unfortunately, but I will force him in there. I'll make sure Mooney does get in the slot. Billingsley is going to move up, as I said before. O-line still needs to be improved. I will admit that. So Justin Fields, we will have to work on that for you later. And yeah, defense really did take a step down in the offseason. Hopefully we can maybe maneuver something. Nicholas Morrow. Yikes is what I got to say about that. But anyways, let's move into the depth chart here to see who we have. We are going to go to the slot wide receiver. make sure Mooney starts in our slot position here and see how that works out for us. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-1 top of the division. Okay, not Trevor Lawrence. Justin Fields seems to be an absolute baller. I think this is a breakout challenge for him as well. Yep, he could get superstar dev if he does have this breakout challenge. Coming off a 35-28 win against the Dolphins. This midseason honestly confused me because I literally just got finished recording my Detroit Lions rebuild like 20 minutes ago. So I thought we were 1-5 at the midseason mark. So let's see the players ready to negotiate. The tandem breakout really doesn't do anything but give you XP, so I'm not going to worry about it. Roquan Smith, he's going to be paid fat in real life. I know he's going to get a massive contract, so I'm going to give him that here. David Montgomery, I would like to have back as well. Monty is a very underrated running back. I'm sure a lot of Bears fans would love to hear that from me. Justin Jones, how about no? Nicholas Morrow, no. Everybody else here is just a no for me, especially Nick Foles. Did that say Lamar Jackson? Hold up. Is there seriously another player named Lamar Jackson on this team in the NFL? Lamar Jackson. Okay, dude. I did not know that guy existed. Interesting. Okay. What do we got here? We just want to make sure. Oh, we're facing the 1-5 Lions. Please, Justin Fields, 350 yards. Please beat the Lions. Like, it's the Lions, dude. We lost 17-14. The 1 week out of all the weeks that you could have lost, Justin Fields. Coach, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I've been on fire. Oh, no, this is another breakout challenge for Gibson. But I want to look at the breakout challenge for Justin Fields real quick. Breakout QB, blah, blah, blah. Losing the game, so I'm assuming he didn't get it because he did lose the game. So let's see if Gibson gets his development upgrade against the Bills, who are 4-4. Please don't become 5-3. We just coming off a loss to the Lions. We win. View message breakout player. 2 breakout players. Is this another one? No way. I'm an anchor for this defense. Yep, Gibson does get a star dev. Cool. See, that was worth it. Now, is this another breakout challenge? Is this, I wanted just to say you're involving me in the routes, blah, blah, blah. Keep throwing it my way. Who is this? Jahan Dotson. Don't think he's going to get 3 touchdowns, maybe 150 yards against the Rams. Let's see if he can get this breakout challenge. This is probably the most breakout challenges I've ever had in a row. Let's see what we got. 28-21 win. It is possible. I didn't get it done today. Dang it, dude. That would have been sick if Jahan Dotson got superstar dev. So we already know he has star dev just off that breakout challenge. We're 7-2. Let's get to the playoffs. So we went 7-2 from whenever you last saw me to 9-8. It's coming off a 45-17 loss against the Bears. Against the Jets, my bad. 11-6 Packers take the division. We're here to face them. Talk about a drop-off on a season, dude. 13th best offense. Defense did not show up whatsoever. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Justin Fields was overall pretty great. 9th best offense in the NFL, 30th best defense. I want to move our defense into a 4-3. I feel like that would work better considering we don't even have any edge rushers anymore. 4,800 yards, 31 TDs, 16 receptions is completely unacceptable, and I want his completion percentage to be at least 63% or higher. 59% is not that good. David Monty, okay, 20 TDs, 4.4 per carry is a great season. Jahan Dotson, 1,200 yards, 3 TDs, great rookie year. Daz Newsome, 8 TDs, 1,100 yards. I don't know who you are, but cool. Cole Kmet, doing decent. Darnell Mooney, I expected you to do better. Anyways, defensively, Roquan Smith, 151 tackles. That should definitely deserve superstar dev. Tackles for a loss, 19 for Travis Gibson, who seems to be doing pretty good. And he has the most sacks on the team with only 5. Interceptions, 3 for Tavon Young and Jalen Johnson. Safeties on team, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So let's see if we can beat the 11-6 Green Bay Packers as we are 9-8 to move on to the divisional round. I wouldn't be mad if we lost here. We actually beat them 29-27. Here to face the 13-4 Atlanta Falcons, who have Marcus Mariota, who is a god in simulation. Let's see what we got. 17-10, still a close game. It's time to move into the offseason. Wow, the Chiefs play the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Who would have ever guessed that the EA simulation does this every time? Juan Thornhill wins Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins League MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. There are no awards here for the what's it called? Bears. I don't know why I'm blanking so hard. Offensively, what do we got? I don't know why Justin Fields has superstar dev. He had 16 receptions and a 59 completion percentage, but sure. As you see, it just gave it to him. Newsome gets star dev now. I'm cool with that, I guess. Cole Kmet didn't really do that well. Billingsley is only star dev. Cody White here. I don't know why you're not starting. Makes no sense. Oh, okay, apparently you're just a left guard now, but it won't put you there. Roquan Smith had 151 tackles in a season. I see zero reason why he would not be a superstar dev player. And Gibson is a star dev from the Breakout Challenge. And yeah, Travis Gibson, I believe is how you pronounce it. Defensively, yeah, Gibson. How old are you? Travis Gibson. Okay, that's solid. I'm going to move into a 4-3 now. I'm going to move into 4-6 technically out of all the playbooks. Cincinnati's playbook didn't do that well, but we honestly didn't have that good of a team. 4-3 sets. I don't want 3-4. I want 4-6 formations from Cleveland, it looks like. So let's try Cleveland's defense. I've been always experimenting with these defensive playbooks. They're up or down, really, is what I've experienced from them. So yeah, in the draft, I'm going to be looking for outside linebacker, maybe strong safety, defensive tackle. Actually, I want to focus on offensive line for sure. Receivers aren't even that bad. I guess Mooney will be my number one. Is Newsome? He's 5'10", 190 pounds. I have a bunch of slot players on my team. I guess Mooney will be the starter considering I do have a bunch of slot players on my team. But yeah, we definitely need to improve the defense and the offensive line. So hopefully I can improve the offensive line in free agency, then draft defense in the draft, because that is mainly my priority here. So 2022 retirements, let's see what we have for the NFC North here. And Green Bay, Marcus Cannon retires, and a punter for the Vikings retires. That's fine. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here. We have Justin Jones, no. Nicholas Morrow. Everyone else here is just garbage. Actually, Daz Newsome was there. I would actually like to have him back because he actually did a pretty good job last season. Where is he? Daz Newsome, only 24 years old as well, and he's stupid cheap. Up that money for him. He had a great year, and he resigns. Cool, we got a long-term cheap option, and we have $130 million to spend. Let's get into it. Here we are after free agency. I went after Rashawn Gary, but he rejected my contract, so I got Sean Murphy-Bunting, Amani Hooker, Jake Bailey, and Rodrigo Blankenship Specs, aka the GOAT. So we have a pretty overall more well-rounded secondary here. So I'm going to go into the draft and try and get offensive linemen since I didn't really get one in free agency. And in these first round, Jabari Wilson, not Willis, 6'3", 325 pounds, hidden development out of Auburn, only 84 strength, but it'll do for now. Cody Whitehair is going to move back to center. In the second round, Randy Rowland, defensive tackle out of Wyoming, only 84 strength, but hidden development is the key thing, and I like him. In the third round, I think this is, Philip Sheldon, right guard out of Oregon State, 88 strength, hidden dev, probably one of our best picks yet. And this O-line is really getting complete just in this draft, so it's working out pretty well. In the fourth round, right tackle Alfonso Atkins, 6'5", 320 out of Michigan State, hidden dev. Again, all of their strengths are low, so they're probably a lower overall, but it really matters to get the development on offensive linemen because it doesn't matter if they let up 0 sacks throughout the entire career. EA would just be like, no, they don't get a development upgrade. It's kind of dumb, but either way, that's all the picks I want, really. I'm really happy with what we had. Let's get to the end of the draft. Here we are after the draft. Cody Whitehair, I'm going to move back in to center here. We have so many star development offensive linemen on this line to start with. Just so cool to see. So Cody Whitehair is going to officially move back into center. And will it make him? Yeah, it will make him the center. Wilson is a 72 overall hidden development. He was a good pick. Atkins is a 69 overall right tackle, is it? Yeah, Alfonso Atkins, 70 overall guard. Wilson there, Atkins. Sheldon is going to be a right guard, 66 overall though. Unfortunate that he's that low. But the O-line is complete now. We got all of our developments. Hopefully they just develop a little bit faster. I've given Justin Fields an offensive line. They may need to develop a little bit, but it's fine. Rowland is a 70 overall. He's going to be a starter. And yeah, I like that. Mario Edwards. I don't want... Mario Edwards a little bit older on this side, so I don't necessarily know if I want him. Maybe Tonga would be better. No, not really. Tavon Young is a superstar dev. Completely forgot he got upgraded, but Sean Murphy-Bunting is here now. Amani Hooker as well. Secondary has improved. The team has just overall improved. especially throughout this draft and this offseason. So it's now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 2-5, bottom of the division. Quite the turnaround from last season. What's the problem? It seems to be the defense and the offense too, really. Yikes. Browns playbook kind of sucks. Let's go for a more pass rushing playbook. And do I go for Tampa Bay? Really isn't even that good in simulation for their defensive playbook. Kansas City, let's try your defensive playbook. We're running with the Tampa Bay's offensive playbook. All my offensive linemen just have star dev, which I'm completely cool with. It's just as long as they truly develop. My defensive tackle also has star dev. Again, I'm cool with that as well. So let's see the players ready to negotiate. Maybe we just need a tank here for better draft picks. Jalen Johnson, I would love to have back on this team. He is our number one DB, an 86 overall. Darnell Mooney, he's technically our number one receiver, even though he is 5'10", 174. He resigns. Travis Gibson has actually done pretty solid for us, and this is a pretty cheap contract for an edge rusher, almost $6 million a year. He resigns. Cole Kmet, yes please, I would like to have you back as well. Youthful and you're cheap, almost $5 million a year. He resigns. Tavon Young, no, I'm good. Even though you did have star dev, you're just going to regress. You're not going to make it to an 80 overall for the rest of your career. And everyone else here is just a no for me. So apart from that, guys, I would say it is now time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 5-12. Kansas City's playbook was horrible. Oh my God. What happened? Coming off a loss to the Chiefs, 5-12, bottom of the division. Complete flip-flop from last year. Justin Field was not good in touchdowns. 14th best offense. Terrible defense. 28th. 4,600 yards, 26 TDs. Interceptions are still a problem with him. David Montgomery, 14 TDs, 4.4 per carry. Still good. Darnell Mooney, 1,000 yards, 8 TDs. Cole Kmet, 6 TDs, almost 1,000 yards. Jahan Dotson, 974 with only 2 TDs. He's really lacking on TDs, but pretty solid in yards. Roquan Smith, 126 tackles for a loss. 21 for Gibson. Sacks, 12 for Robert Quinn, and 11.5 for Gibson, who's really turning out to be a lot better than I expected. Interceptions, 4 for Jalen Johnson, 3 for Roquan Smith. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. So, again, playbooks have been a problem for me. I think, I don't know what to necessarily do because it just changes all the time. And it's honestly very, very infuriating. So we're going to rock with Baltimore's playbook, which is either boom or bust, because that's the only one that I know has been decent. So let's run, what's the highest scheme for us? 60%, 68 for vertical zone run. It looks like, yeah, vertical zone run is going to be the move. Tampa Bay's playbook got us the 5th best passing offense, so I'm going to rock with that still. Let's move to the offseason. And Joe Burrow beats the Falcons in the Super Bowl, which is a little bit interesting. There are no awards here for the Chicago Bears, but let's see if there is any development upgrades. Offensively, what do we have? Maybe Darnell Mooney. Offensively, we look the exact same. Atkins is still going to start over this guy, Larry. I could trade him, actually. That would actually be good value because he's young and he's a decent overall. So I could maybe trade that guy. Defensively, looking into it, Gibson is a superstar dev. Robert Quinn is a star dev now, even though he's not really going to be on the team for long. Roland, I'm still going to start. And yeah, so the defense is still a problem. Offense is still a problem, but our offense is still developing. Let's move into the re-sign players here. I don't necessarily know what I need on offense. I'd probably say an elite wide receiver and then just the offensive line to develop. David Montgomery is doing a solid job. Don't need to worry about him. 2023 retirements. Let's look at the NFC North here. Adam Thielen and Harrison Smith both retire, so that's actually really good for us. And players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here. We're going to have Tavon Young, no. Santos, no. Everyone else here is just a no. So let's see how much money we have. $93 million to spend. Let's move to free agency. Here we are after free agency as I got Trayvon Diggs and Michael Pierce both on some pretty good deals here. And I really like what I got. I just have to maybe get another outside linebacker, maybe another receiver threat. I don't know. Let's get to the draft. Pick number 4, I'm picking up right outside linebacker Deron Tatum. Hidden depth, 6'4", 258 out of LSU. I see B injury, A power moves, B pursuit. He looks like basically an edge rusher to me. He has a hidden architect, apparently. We'll find out. Maybe he'll replace Robert Quinn. Even though Robert Quinn did have 12 sacks in the season, he's just going to keep regressing after this. So it's still a solid pick in my opinion. Here we are after the draft, as I'm going to trade away this right tackle now that we already have our official right tackle here. Bills have high interest. Do they have cap room for him? Since they do, ooh, I don't think I can get Stephon Diggs. Gabriel Davis would kind of be sick, but he's a slot. So give me your third round pick for this right tackle and I'll be cool. Got a third round pick for him. That's exactly why I wanted to hold off so I can get his value. And I did. Khalil Herbert seems to be developing pretty solidly as well. And Tatum is a 74 overall. What kind of archetype are you? Power rusher. He's not a pass coverage guy. Therefore, I'm going to move him down to defensive end to start over Robert Quinn for a long-term future. What do we got here? Defensive end. And yeah, he's going to seem to be pretty good. Waynes is a 71 overall. I picked him up in the second round. Specialist. Tatum. Ooh, Robert Quinn's still going to be starting. What do I have to say about this? Do I release? Oh, my God. I didn't know he took up that much cap room. Yeah, he's gone. Immediately, he is gone. I did not know he was taking up $13 million a year. That is ridiculous. Anyways, this is what we got with our defense. D-line is looking great. DBs are looking great. Secondary is looking great. Defensively, offensively, we're looking pretty solid as well. Just a lot of star players across the board, really. Can I please go to my schemes? We got Tampa Bay's offense, Baltimore's defense. It's a boomer bust. Let's see what we got here for this, guys. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark for our third season. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-4, third in the division. Seems like our offense is apparently a problem. Our defense is 18th, though. That's honestly better than what we've been doing. So I guess the Ravens playbook isn't horrible. But Eddie Jackson is here. Of course, I want him back despite his regression. And also, that's dumb cheap for a veteran deal. Almost $5 million a year. Hell yeah. Tevin Jenkins, of course, I want back. Future left tackle on only $666 million. Not a good number to choose, but still. For a left tackle, that's pretty good. Cody Whitehair, I still want back for the rest of this rebuild. He resigns. Khalil Herbert, no, he's honestly not a bad back. And that's a dumb cheap deal. He resigns. Felipe Franks, I'm honestly just going to sign him so that way the CPU doesn't just constantly keep re-signing players over and over and over again. Romeo Dobbs, I don't know who you are. Everyone else here I just don't care about. So, apart from that, guys, it is now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a shutout win against the Lions, 39-0, going 12-5, top the division. What an absolute beast season. Top 10 offense. And what do we got? Top 4 defense. Let's go. Stats and awards. Let's see what we got here. Justin Fields, 5th best offense, 5th best passing yards and touchdowns, top 10 offense, 9th best defense in terms of not points per game, but passing yardage and stuff like that. So, what do we got here? 4,400 yards, 34 TDs, 14 receptions. I would still like that to be down to 11 or under, but improvement, huge improvement. Div Montgomery, 14 TDs, 4.7 per carry, 1,200 yards. Been very consistent throughout the rebuild. 1,400 yards, 8 TDs for Mooney, and 108 receptions. That deserves superstar dev for sure. Dotson, almost 1,000 yards, 7 TDs. Komet, 8 TDs, 817 yards. And defensively, Roquan Smith, 125 tackles for a loss, 20 for Gibson. Sacks, 12.5 for Michael Pierce. Duron Tatum, my first round pick, 12.5, and Gibson, 11.5. Great years. Sean Murphy Bunting, 3 interceptions, safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to see if we can beat the Arizona Cardinals to move on to the divisional round. I wouldn't be too upset if we lost this. They're still a good team overall. They're just 10-7, and we lost 24-17. Not really too much of a surprise to me. So it's now time to move into the offseason. And the Cardinals beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Von Miller with the Cardinals wins the Super Bowl MVP. And there is an award here for the Bears. Duron Tatum wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, so he should have at least Superstar Dev. So let's go to the roster here to see if there is any development upgrades. I expect Justin Fields X Factor. No, he doesn't. Darnell Mooney gets Superstar, not a surprise. Defensively looking into it, Gibson gets X Factor. Tatum just won Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he already came with at least Star Dev because he has Hidden Dev. So I'm giving him Superstar. The dude literally just won Rookie of the Year. He's getting Superstar. Micah Parsons had 11.5 sacks in his rookie year and got X Factor. This dude just had also, did he also have 11.5 sacks? I don't see why he wouldn't get it. Yeah, 12.5 sacks. I don't see why he wouldn't get it whenever Micah Parsons gets X Factor in real life. So, what else do we have here? I don't think there is any other upgrades. Roquan Smith is a 99 overall X Factor. We're going to need a middle linebacker and probably move into outside linebacker in free agency. So we're going to move into the recent players here to see who we have. And I don't really think I need a receiver. I might get one. Mooney's a 90 overall, superstar dev, Komet, Jahan Dotson. So 24 retirements. Let's see who we have for the NFC North. Nobody retires in the entirety of the NFC North. And let's see the players ready to negotiate. We are going to have nobody of relevance to me, and we have an absolute mass ton of money to spend because we don't need to pay Justin Fields just yet. So let's go spend that $74 million. Try to pick a big time receiver. Here we are after free agency. There wasn't any big name receivers, so Tyler Boyd was the best one. So I ended up signing him. Jamin Davis, I overpaid the living crap out of him because so many people were targeting him, and I needed a linebacker, and I have so much money to spend anyways. So I spent it, and I also got TJ Edwards. Moved Jamin Davis from middle linebacker to left outside linebacker, and TJ Edwards to middle linebacker to right outside linebacker. Our linebacking core is complete. I might trade for a receiver in this draft, so let's get into it. Second round pick gets me Mike Evans, 87 overall, wide receiver, superstar X Factor. He's going to be my starter even though Darnell Mooney is a higher overall. And I am going to make a move here, make my selection, get a second string middle linebacker is what I plan to get here if there is one available. Or maybe a DB. Middle linebacker here, Peter Benson. How good is this guy? A, impact block. D, pursuit kind of sucks, but B, play rec. I'll just take him. Hidden dev, 89 speed out of Clemson. I like him a lot. We already got our players. I like this overall. Cool with this draft, so it's now time to move into the end of the draft. Here we are after the draft. CPU picked up this apparently right tackle Wesley. Jarius Wesley out of UCLA. That's cool. Never really going to use him. Move Mike Evans up to receiver 1. Who's going to be our slot here? Tyler Boyd and Jahan Dotson with Newsome at the third string slot. And yeah, we're looking pretty amazing, honestly. Defensively, this is what we got. Benson is a 71 overall. He seems to be pretty solid. I like that. And everyone else here just looks great. This team is ready to win a Super Bowl, so it's now time to move in to the playoffs because we don't need the midseason mark because it's the fourth and final season. Here we are in the playoffs going 16-1. Wow. Top of the division, first round bye. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. So close to 17-0. Justin Fields is great. Not going to be an MVP, though. Where is he at? Not even top 10. That's ridiculous, honestly. Fifth best offense in the NFL for yards and defensively. 12th. Okay. I like that. 4,900 yards, 33 TDs, 10 receptions. Thank you. 63% completion percentage. Really like this year. Best season, in my opinion, by him. Low turnovers from him. 12 TDs, 4.6 per carry. David Monty has really been consistent. Mike Evans, 1,300 yards, 7 TDs. Jahan Dotson, 10 TDs, almost 1,200 yards. Nice of you to finally show up again. He popped off his rookie season, then just didn't really do anything. Darnell Mooney, 1,000 yards, 7 TDs. Komet, 7 TDs, a 820. And looking at it defensively, Roquan Smith, 134 tackles for a loss, 16 for Travis Gibson. Sacks, only 8.5 for Gibson, 7.5 for Pierce, 7.5 for Tatum. Interceptions, 5 for Trayvon Diggs. And safeties, 1 for Gibson. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So, anyways, guys, let's see who we're going to be facing in the divisional round. As you guys already know, I don't play wild card or divisional rounds. If we lose, we lose, and it is what it is. 9-8. Los Angeles Rams, they're an 85 overall. We're an 87 overall. We literally beat them in every category, but we're tied in defensive overall. We should be able to beat them. 33-3 is how we lose. Getting smacked and humiliated in the playoffs. Unsuccessful rebuild. Didn't even win a divisional round, but this is the team we made. I'm glad and happy with the team we made. It's just, God, that's irritating, dude. Like, what do you want me to do at that point? I can't do anything. Go 16-1 just to get slapped 33-3 against a 9-8 team. That's embarrassing. I love EA so much. Anyways, guys, apart from that, tell me which team you'd like me to rebuild next. If you want my rosters, just look at the link in the description, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.